Poor boy begs a millionaire for leftovers. Then she follows him home and freezes at what she finds. The air in the small village was dry and heavy. It carried the smell of dust and old earth, the kind that clung to your shoes and soul. Elena Carter, age 30, adjusted her dark teal coat as she stepped carefully along the uneven ground. Her heels, though modest, weren't made for dirt paths. Each step stirred little clouds of dirt, rising gently around her ankles. She had come here as part of an international outreach, one of those on-the-ground visits wealthy patrons were encouraged to make. After writing fat donation checks, Elena's success was well known, an online fashion mogul worth millions. But inside, her personal life felt far emptier. Since her father's death 6 months ago, the glamorous world of luxury clothes, red carpets, and high society events felt meaningless. She had flown across the world, hoping this trip might give her life some new meaning, some new direction. But nothing had prepared her for what she was about to witness in this forgotten place. "Please, do you have any food?" The boy's whisper that changed her life. She had spent the morning touring the local school and aid center. Photos were taken, smiles were shared. But after lunch, feeling restless, Elena wandered through the village's back streets alone. No camera crew, no handlers, just the sound of her heels clicking softly on the dusty path. That's when she heard it, a soft voice behind her. "Miss, please, do you have any food?" She turned slowly, and there he stood, a small black boy, no more than 8, barefoot, standing in the dust like a shadow of hunger. His light blue shirt was threadbare, so thin it barely clung to his frame. His shorts were dirty, torn at the edges. In one hand, he clutched a battered, crumpled plastic bag, but he didn't shout, didn't beg loudly. He just stood there, eyes wide, voice trembling. "Just anything you have left over, please." Elena's throat tightened. A lump formed. She fumbled through her bag and found it, a wrapped sandwich from the aid center. Without thinking, she handed it to him gently, and the moment he accepted it, his eyes sparkled. A light of gratitude flickered. "Thank you, miss," he whispered. Then he turned and began hurrying down the street, not eating, not stopping, as if someone somewhere was waiting. She followed him, but what she found froze her soul. Something tugged inside her, a feeling she couldn't explain. Why didn't he eat? Why was he rushing? She hesitated, then followed. Her heels sank into dry earth as she weaved through narrow lanes, past crumbling mud houses, scattered rubbish, and shadows of lives forgotten. She trailed behind him at a careful distance, heart pounding, every step louder than the last. The deeper they went, the worse the conditions became. She wondered, why is he rushing? Who is waiting? Finally, the boy stopped, in front of a tiny sun-baked mud house, smaller, more broken than any she'd seen yet. Its wooden door hung crooked, barely holding. Elena froze. Her breath quickened. She stood several meters away, half hidden behind a broken wall. The boy glanced around, then quietly slipped inside. Her instinct screamed, "Go back!" But her heart pulled her forward. She crept to the doorway, careful, silent, and then peeked inside. Her breath caught. Tears sprang instantly to her eyes. Inside the dim, crumbling room, she saw them, 3 tiny children, curled up on the dirt floor, hollow eyes, no beds, no furniture, only each other, and the faint hope of survival. She followed him home. What she found froze her. That night, Elena sat alone in her modest guest room. Her heart was still pounding, her thoughts racing. The glitz of designer gowns, the flash of camera lights, all seemed hollow now. She had come searching for purpose, and found it in the strength of a barefoot child. By morning, she made her decision. She canceled her return flight, stayed back, and began building something real. Months later, She adopted Kofi and his siblings, gave them a home, a future, and from that day on, she knew she hadn't saved them. They had saved her. That night, after seeing the children safely to care, Elena sat alone in her modest guest room. The room was dimly lit, with a single bulb flickering above. But her mind was anything but quiet. Her heart was still pounding, not from fear, but from the overwhelming rush of everything she had just witnessed. Her world, once filled with designer clothes, luxury handbags, and shallow parties, now felt small, foolish. All those red carpets, all those fashion launches, they suddenly meant nothing. She had come here seeking purpose, a reason to feel again, and she had found it, not in the applause of the rich, but in the courage of a little boy with nothing left, except love for his siblings. The next morning, Elena made another decision, one that would shock her followers back home. She canceled her return flight. Instead of flying back to her penthouse and boardrooms, she chose to stay, to ensure the children's care, to help rebuild the shattered support system around them, to fund long-term aid and make real change. And in time, after months of paperwork, legal steps, and silent prayers, Elena did more. She adopted the 4 siblings into her life, into her heart, giving them a home where they'd never beg for scraps again. Her charity foundation expanded its reach, not just in that village, but in dozens more, all inspired by a single moment, a single boy, and one irreversible decision to not walk away. What started as a photo op visit became the story of a lifetime, because Elena didn't just change those children's lives, they changed hers. From that point forward, everything was different. She no longer walked runways. She walked muddy paths, carrying blankets, food, and hope. The children, now clean, fed, and laughing, followed here like stars orbiting the moon. Their eyes, once dull with hunger, now shone with life. Kofi, the brave little boy, started school. He loved math. He loved running. And most of all, he loved calling her Mama Elena. And Elena, she smiled more. She cried less. She finally slept through the night, knowing her life had meaning again. Because sometimes it only takes one sandwich, one quiet please, and one woman brave enough to follow her heart. If you enjoyed this story, don't forget to give a thumbs up and hit that subscribe button for more emotional, dramatic, and unexpected tales. And let us know in the comments, where in the world are you watching from? We love hearing from all of you. Until next time, stay kind, stay curious, and keep watching.